A huge round of applause for our Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Shankar Avasthi, sir. Everyone, kindly settle down. We are about to start the event now. Good morning to each and everyone present here. I, Aditi Srivastava, your host for today, welcome you all in today's AI Day event. ओम शुभम करोति कल्याणम आरोग्यम धन संपदा शत्रु बुद्धि विनाशाय दीप ज्योति नमोस्तुते। अर्थात हम सब उस प्रकाश के सामने हाथ जोड़ें जो शुभता, अच्छा स्वास्थ्य, प्रचुर धन और शत्रु की बुद्धि का विनाश लाता है। We are about to commence our event by lighting the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. This is a symbolic moment that signifies the dispelling of darkness and igniting of thought and knowledge. It gives me immense pleasure to invite our honorable dignitaries to come forward and do the honors. And at the same time, I request each and every one of you to stand at your places for the lighting of the lamp. Technical team, please play the music of lighting of lamp. I request all the dignitaries to come forward for the lighting of lamp. Thank you so much to all the dignitaries. Kindly settle down, everyone. We shall now indulge in a few moments of reverence and unity as we play the national anthem. Each word of this anthem resonates with our collective commitment and responsibility towards our nation. I request all the members present here to stand at their places for the national anthem, and technical team, please play the national anthem. Thank you so much, everyone. Kindly settle down. With this, I would like to request our respected Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Shankar Avasthi, sir, to welcome our honorable dignitaries with saplings. A huge round of applause, audience, for our Dean Academics and for all the honorable dignitaries with us present here today. A huge round of applause for our honorable dignitaries, audience. एक बार अपनी जोरदार तालियों के साथ हमारे सभी डिग्निटरीज का स्वागत करते हैं. Before we begin the event, I would like to introduce you all with the respected Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Shankar Avasthi, sir. It gives us great pleasure to welcome him who graced us with his presence today. Please give a huge round of applause for sir, and I would request sir to come forward and share some inspiring thoughts with us. A huge round of applause for our respected Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Shankar Avasthi, sir.
Good morning, one and all present here. या विद्या सा विमुक्तये, विद्या वह जो बंधन से मुक्त कराती है, पर किससे? दुख से, शोक से और अज्ञानता से. पर कैसे? Just by invoking global perspective of education. विद्या वह जो बंधनों से मुक्त कराती है. यो माम पश्यति सर्वत्र, जो मुझको सब में देखता है. सर्वम चमई पश्यति, सबको मेरे उस विराट रूप के अंदर पाता है. तस्याहम न प्रणश्यामि, उसके लिए मैं अदृश्य नहीं होता हूँ. सच में न प्रणश्यति, वह भी मेरे लिए अदृश्य नहीं होता है. So we are searching for the knowledge through which we can liberate from pain, from sorrow. I welcome all the members of TensorFlow user group, Google developers group, and Lucknow AI labs. I also welcome the participants from different colleges. I welcome Dr. Anuj Kumar Sharma, Dean Academics, Center for Advanced Studies, Associate Dean Innovation and Incubation, AKTU Lucknow. I also welcome Mr. Bhavesh Bhatt, AVP of Generative AI of IDFC First Bank, Google Developer, Google Champion Innovator. I also welcome Mr. Neeraj Singh, Founder and Chief Product Engineer at XIT. I welcome Mr. Ankit Pal, Principal Research Engineer at Sama, Lucknow AI Labs. I welcome Mr. Avinash Bhaskar, Co-founder and Hardware Lead at Terra Robotics. And I welcome Mr. Prashant Sukla, Machine Learning Engineers at TCS. Nowadays, the education should not be meant for one directional only. The objective is rather changed now. The rate of change is so fast that one cannot deal with the situation until one has the wholesome of education. Every educator at LPCPS is working in this mission only. We train young students with the fullest of the knowledge to meet 21st century's global need. I believe that candidates must have a strong grounding in the content knowledge necessary to guide learners and must also possess the skills necessary to respond to the needs of those learners. To implementation of new AI technology, LPCPS has also added AI in our value-based education system. College provides few add-ons to make academic excellent. First is French as a foreign language, which you can see on the screen. Second is the computer hardware and network training with certification in the final year. The competitive education is parallel to academic education is provided by Mahindra Educational Private Limited. These classes are very useful for various government job exams, multinational companies, and for the top ranked universities for higher education. College provides PDP, Personality Development Programs, where the students learn how to develop etiquettes, how to behave as a professional, interview skills and group discussions, public relations, body language, time management, leadership and team building, and developing a positive approach, selecting best from the worst. CAT preparation classes. For the second year and third year students, college provides the CAT preparation classes by the experts of renowned institute. IIT Bombay certification. LPCPS has tie-up with IIT Bombay certification program run by the Ministry of Human Resource and Development. Students take their online test and get e-certificates. The next important component is professionalism. College is committed to make the students professional. Now I will tell you what college does to make our students professional. First is college club. College clubs and activities are very important for grooming. Participating in club activities helps in improving communication skills, which are important for students' career. Various clubs like Rajvanshi, that is dance, music, drama, anchors, art and craft, sports, artificial intelligence, and entrepreneur. Artificial Intelligence Research Laboratory. It gives me immense pleasure to highlight the achievements of our Artificial Intelligence Research Laboratory at LPCPS in the collaboration with Copenhagen Business School and Denmark Technical University. Together we are pushing the boundaries in the cutting-edge fields like 6G technologies, blockchain, and AI-based machine learning. Through our dedicated efforts, the college has proudly secured 4 Indian patents and 10 copyrights. We have completed 4 research projects with the combined funding of over 70 lakh, and we are running with ongoing projects are 3, contributing significantly to the technological innovation. This partnership is a testament to our commitment to the global research excellence. Now, I would like to request to Mr. Joheb to kindly tell our latest project, that is Vidushi, the humanoid robot. Just I would like to tell something about that. थोड़ा सा इस रोबोट के बारे में आप लोगों को बताना चाहेंगे, चूँकि समय बहुत कम है, so only we will give some features. This can interact with you all. ये हमारी रिसेप्शन पे है, इनोवेशन और का काम चल रहा है इस पे, and every time we are adding something with this. ये मूव कर सकता है एक जगह से दूसरी जगह तक, and it can locate rooms also. थोड़ी बहुत खामियां हैं, इसे हम लोग दूर कर रहे हैं. फेस रिकग्निशन सिस्टम है, आपकी प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कर सकता है, और चूंकि यहाँ बहुत सारे लोग बैठे हैं जो AI में इंटरेस्टेड हैं, and we have the team of experts in AI, so हम समझ सकते हैं at UG level we are working hard in this. So बहुत सारे काम जो इस लेवल पे हमने किए हैं, तो वो हम लोग अभी इसको उन फीचर्स के साथ we are going for the patent also in upcoming time. Thank you, Mr. Johaib. Thank you very much. The next important component is martial art training. The college believes that every individual should be strong enough to define the odds of the life. For this, LPCPS provides martial art training to desired students. The next is digital marketing and AI. Digital marketing gives an opportunity to our students to learn how to run Google Ads and promote products or services using digital devices. Teletraining. BCom honors and BBA students are trained by giving them specialized training of Tele latest version. Animation course. Animation is an additional skill that is provided to our students, which helps them in expanding their professional dimensions. NISM certification. NISM certification increases employment opportunities for the students in the field of economics, marketing, management, and finance. This certification helps in increasing their knowledge domain and also helps them in investing in the securities market. LPCPS believes that each student is a valuable resource. The training and placement cell is committed to fulfilling the dreams of all those who graduate from LPCPS. This is achieved through campus selections conducted in the college, for which the students are trained in aptitude, technical, mock interviews, and soft skills. Much ahead of the campus selection, Lucknow Public College of Professional Studies organizes a job fair under the name of Rashtriya Job Fest. We are conducting this series of Job Fest for past 6 years from 2018. You can see on the stage 2018 to 2024. This year, in 2024, we have got 720 placements. Today, LPCPS stands one of the apex college of Lucknow. The holistic development that is accelerated in our campus generates indirect value-based environment, sports skill, interview techniques, corporate training, and necessary prerequisite. I personally believe that LPCPS is being converted into a new generation college as per global need. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of wisdom. A huge round of applause for sir. With this, now I would like to introduce you all with what actually our event is. So, AI Day Lucknow is a dedicated event designed to unite AI enthusiasts, developers, professionals, and startups in exploring the dynamic field of artificial intelligence. Organized by the ML community in Lucknow, specifically by the Google TensorFlow User Group Lucknow, in collaboration with GDG Lucknow and Lucknow AI Labs, this event focuses on fostering collaboration and knowledge sharing within the local tech community. Participants can look forward to hands-on workshop and expert sessions led by industry leaders and Google developer experts, providing valuable insights into the latest trends, tools, and applications in AI. Additionally, networking opportunities will be available to encourage connections among attendees. In-person attendees will receive goodies, enhancing the overall experience. Importantly, the event is not affiliated with any specific college and is organized by seasoned professionals with over 9 years of industry experience. The organizers are also working to bring in speakers from Google to enrich the event further. AI Day Lucknow is suitable for everyone from beginners to experienced professionals as there are no specific prerequisites for attendance. The overarching goal is to advance AI literacy and skills through collaborative workshops, meetups, and community growth initiatives. This event promises to be an enriching experience for anyone interested in the ever evolving world of artificial intelligence. Now, to carry forward the event, I would like to call Ms. Navodita Srivastava, who is the marketing head of WP event. A huge round of applause for Navodita, ma'am.
Thank you so much, such a beautiful introduction. So, hello everyone, myself Navodita Srivastav, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all in our AI Day Lucknow. So, बहुत ठंडा ठंडा सा लग रहा है. आप लोग थके हुए हो या सैटरडे का अभी से एंजॉय कर रहे हो? चल रहा है? सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है मुझे. हेलो. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. आई थिंक आप अब भी इतने फेमिलियर नहीं हुए हो चीज़ों से. तो यहाँ पे ऑलमोस्ट कौन सा बैच है, लाइक फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर और थर्ड ईयर? अरे यार, अब तो फ्रेशर भी ख़त्म हो गया है, फिर भी इतनी ठंडे. कोई नहीं, आई अंडरस्टैंड. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AI Day. It's inspiring to see so many bright faces over here. हालांकि थोड़े से शांत हैं, but it's okay, I'll manage. So, all united by a passion for artificial intelligence. Today, we are going to dive into a topic that are transforming industries, reshape technology, and unlimited redefine the way we live and work. So, without further delay, let's officially kick off the event and prepare for a day of learning and inspiration. Our first speaker is someone who needs no introduction, Dr. Anuj Kumar Sharma, Associate Dean of Innovation and at AKTU Lucknow. Dr. Sharma has been instrumental in promoting innovation and entrepreneurship in the region, and today he will be sharing his insight on how artificial intelligence is transforming our lives. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Anuj Kumar Sharma to the stage. Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So thank you, the management of Lucknow Public School and the TensorFlow Google Lucknow AI for inviting me to have interaction with you and to share the work which we have already done in our institute. So today's talk is based on the artificial intelligence. So we'll see, because I have come to know that many of the students are UG students. So I'll try to cover this presentation up to a level so that we all can understand what kind of the advancement has already been done and what kind of work is being done in this particular area, so as to understand the power of AI. So all of us are using AI in today's life, and we all are familiar with the power of this important and most relevant tool of the present era. So thank you, TensorFlow and the AI team from Google for providing me this opportunity. Professor Avasthi, thank you so much. So for next 40 to 45 minutes, I will share the work with you and the work relevant to this AI. So the topic is artificial intelligence transforming our lives. So I will not go into the technical detail, though it is little bit the technical term. A lot of programming, a lot of architectures, a lot of models are there behind the working of the application of AI in our daily life. But I will try to cover the part which you can easily understand and correlate also. So can I have the next slide because it's not working? Okay, so this is the platform where I can show you where I'm working right now. So this is the campus of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, which is one of the largest university of the nation as far as the affiliating institutions are concerned, the registered students are concerned. So the topmost building is the administrative block, and the lower one, this is the Center for Advanced Studies, where I am working as a Dean Academics and taking care of the mechatronics program of the particular center. Next slide, please. So currently we are having 5 MTech programs in interdisciplinary areas, not in the straightforward areas. MTech in mechatronics, MTech in manufacturing technology and automation, MTech in computer science and engineering. Okay. Hello. So basically, this center was established in 2017, having 5 MTech programs. MTech in computer science and engineering. Basically, it is not in computer science and engineering only. It is with the specialization in AI ML and in cyber security. Then MTech in energy science and technology and nanotechnology with full-time PhD programs with one of the highest fellowship to the PhD scholars all over India. And this is the AI lab, which is state-of-the-art lab, first in the Uttar Pradesh, established in 2019. And since then it is working a lot. We have developed many products useful for the society. We have got many patents out of the research which the students have done in this particular area at the center. We have, the Google has invested $1 lakh in establishing the Google Developers Code Lab also. And this is the second lab in India in this campus, which is, established with a motive of developing the developers all across the globe. This was the mission of the Google, by which they wanted to train 2 million web developers all across the globe. So out of that particular funding, it was created in Lucknow, and it is the second after the Hyderabad. So we have a lot of infrastructure. So the students can come and visit. We did a lot of collaborations and work during the COVID pandemic, got many recognitions, got a lot of patents. We also worked on this particular problem which was faced during the COVID pandemic. It is patented, and it is being used by many of the hospitals, including the KGMU, King George Medical University here, and the institute in Medical Institute in Kota. So with the help of this AI, we could, design and develop some programs and models. And after that, we could develop one, the app by which the probability of getting the advanced stage of the COVID, the prediction of that particular disease was the main objective of that particular program. Apart from this, I am taking care of the innovation and incubation ecosystem of the state as far as the university is concerned. So we have almost more than 20 incubation centers all across the state. They are actually working in different domains, including the AI and many other areas like fintech, edtech, and all, and health sector, etc. So around we have more than 300 startups, out of which the 100 startups are the startups which are actually having their own products. They are, they're doing business, and the total valuation of these companies are more than 200 crore rupees, which are actually incubated in our ecosystem. So I am skipping these slides. So these are basically startups which are actually doing very good business, especially AI startups I have, they mentioned here. So now, as far as the students are concerned, let's come back to the topic of today's presentation. So these 6 words are very, very important in our life. So as a student, if we, focus on all these 6 words, then it would be very easy for us to address the problems which are actually available in the society with the help of technical knowledge. So all these words are very familiar, and since childhood, as soon as we grow, we start neglecting these words. But if you can, if you consider a child of age 4 year, 5 year in your family, you think that child is very, very curious. And for this, because of these 6 words. So whenever you will try to answer the questions which are raised because of the traveling in the society, so you would be more aware and conscious, and you would be careful to notice the problem which is actually, in the society, available in the society. And since the problem is, the relevant to the society, and once you notice it, then you will start applying your knowledge to resolve that issue. And that becomes a very useful, innovative product. That may be the innovative, the idea that can be converted into the product. So all these things are interrelated, and you can, easily you can grow in any particular field, whether it is AI or it is machine learning or it is, additive manufacturing or whatever field you are trying to make your career. But the curiosity is very, very important for you to become successful man. So all of you are from technical background, so there have been the 4 industrial revolutions till date. Now we are moving towards the 5th industrial revolution. So first industrial revolution happened in the France when the steam engine came into existence. And after that, the production, was increased, and it was a step in strengthening the manual manpower. So that was the first industrial revolution. Second was with the invention of the electricity. Third was with the invention of, the miniaturization of the elements like PCs, like ICs, so that we can, program the instructions. Reprogrammable of the equipments, reprogrammable of the devices, instructions. So by this, we could, do the mass production. We could do the repeatability of the task by the machines. Automation happened in the industry, and that was the 3rd industrial revolution. And the 4th, in which we are living nowadays. It is the 4th industrial revolution, where we are talking about the artificial intelligence, blockchain, AI, data science, and all these things. So now, this is the 4th industrial revolution. So what do you mean by artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is very, very simple to understand. Just like you see, for example, if we notice a child who is learning since his or her childhood. So let's say whenever you see anything first time, you try to make an image. That is the human intelligence, right? In your brain, you capture some information, you store in your brain. Then what you do, when you see anything resembling to the previous thing, next time, you will try to, what you will do, you will try to match the image with the information already stored in your brain, right? So let's say first you see the dog, then you see the cat, then you see the buffalo. So you store all these images and you start learning the things. So by this, your brain will be trained. So after some time when you grow, if you see the half part of the cat, then you can easily, easily identify that it is a part of the cat. So this is the way you start learning. And what happens after some time, when your brain is quite developed and you have a lot of data after 10 years, 15 years, then if you see any small portion of that particular image or that particular body, then you can easily correlate that image with the stored data, and you can easily find out that this is the that particular animal or that particular thing. So by this, because the humans, they try to learn many things over a period of time. But as far as if we talk about the artificial intelligence, so it means we have to train the machines in a similar manner, but we don't have that much of time. We don't have 15 years of time to teach a machine to behave like a human. So what we do, we need computational power. We need some machines where we can, replicate the things in the language which the machine can understand. So machine doesn't understand Hindi, English or whatever language. So it means we have to do some interface between the language in which we generally communicate, and with that interface, we can easily communicate the information which we want to communicate to the machine. So, but these things are, a little bit complicated. A lot of complications are there, complex structures is there, complex mathematics is involved. So it means we have to find out some way by which we can train the machine in shorter time with increased efficiency of recognition. So actually this is the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is what? It is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs, because we see that by computers, without computers we cannot train anything. So computer is acting like an interface, and we can give some input to the computer by doing some iterations, calculations, manipulations and all these things. Then it gives instructions to the machine, and then machines executes the program which we want it to perform. So basically, artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and act like humans. Learning, reasoning, problem solving and all these things. So it's a method of making a computer controlled robot, or a software. It may be hardware or it may be software. Sometimes there are virtual robots, sometimes there are hardware robots. So any machine by which we wanted to get our work to be executed. So it may be virtual, it may be physical. So if we want to make these machines intelligent, so that is the artificial intelligence. So AI can be divided into two categories. First is the weak AI, second is the strong AI. Weak AI means what? Weak AI means it refers to the AI system that are designed to perform specific tasks and are limited to those tasks only. Just like your Alexa, just like your Siri. So all these devices are weak AI actually. So whatever information we have, or we have stored the information, or the information which is available on the internet, and they can access this information. So by this information, they will suggest something, they will recommend something. If you'll ask some question to the Alexa, and Alexa will reply. So it doesn't have the strong AI. It can only answer those questions which are actually stored in that particular platform, right? And the strong AI means what? Strong AI means it can do the programming by itself, it can learn by itself, it can manipulate the things by itself, and the research is still going on to make the objects, the machines in the field of strong AI. So strong AI is also known as the general AI. It means strong AI would be capable of understanding, reasoning, learning, and apply the knowledge to solve complex problem in a manner similar to human recognition or human intelligence. So generally what we do, we have a strong intelligent quotient. We have a very high IQ, right? So if you think an example where generally I am driving a car or human is driving a car, so a lot of calculations, go on behind the actual execution of the program. So at what intensity you need to apply the brake, or at what intensity you need to apply on the accelerator, or let's say you observe a red light after 15 meter or 100 meter. So with what intensity you want to stop or reduce the speed of your vehicle, right? So machine are not capable of doing that kind of operations with that efficiency and at a faster rate. So that is why many companies like Tesla, Google and all these things are working on the autonomous vehicles. So I will discuss later on in the later part of this presentation when the autonomous AI in autonomous vehicle will come, and it is a very interesting part of the application of the AI. So we can easily classify the artificial intelligence into 4 categories. First one is the purely reactive. Reactive means information is stored and just system has to react. So if you'll ask any question, system has to reply with the information already stored within the system. So it is the purely reactive. Limited memory means these machines collect previous data and continue adding in it to their memory, like Wikipedia and all these things. So from where they require information, they continuously add, right? The information available in the environment they used to collect. A lot of sensors are, installed on the body of any machine, and by that input, by the sensors, they generally collect information or continue collecting the information and storing in the the system. And whenever it is required, they do some calculations and give you the output. So these machines can be classified under the category of limited memory machines. So next is the theory of mind and self-aware. So these are little bit high level of AI, and still we could not achieve or we could not build the machines which actually work 100% on these technologies. So we have just reached up to the 40-50% of the milestone which actually they have targeted in 2020, I suppose, or later, the 2010. After 2010, few researchers have started actually thinking in the area of artificial intelligence, though it was, came into existence in 1956. But interestingly, between 1956 and up to 1900, so it was, the project was, it was dumped because of a lot of insecurity was there, a lot of misunderstanding was there. So that's why only limited scientists could attempted this field. Otherwise, this field, has grown after 2010. So in a very limited years, only a 10-year journey. So now generally we see generative AI, regenerative AI. So regenerative AI is the advanced, a lot of, if you are computer science students, you can understand easily. A lot of developments were there. Neural network, artificial neural network, convolutional neural network, deep learning. Now it is the it is the regenerative AI, means it can learn by the experiments by self from the environment actually. So generative AI means chat GPTs and all these things. Transformer based, now the transformers has come. So now deep neural network has, that has advancement to generator, the transformer based generative AIs. So generative AI means it uses deep learning to create new content like text, image, code and audio. So like you can, you see the voice to text conversion, text to like Anuvadani of AICT, which converts one language into the another language. So like this, that is the generative AI. But regenerative AI means it is the next stage where we will not teach the machines how to behave, how to learn. Machines will learn by themselves from the information available in the environment. So they will observe the human and means the behavior of the humans. They will behave like they will try to understand the complex phenomena behind the execution part of the humans, how they think, how they behave, how they execute the things, the emotional quotient and all these things will come into the picture, and regenerative AI is going to take place the entire world, and they will suggest you also. They will behave like a companion to you. They will suggest, they will guide, they will mentor, and they will assist you. So there are two parts actually, pros and cons of every technology. So it is up to us that how we are going to take and adopt this kind of technology. So AI is the big umbrella, and machine learning is the way by which we generally train the system, we executes the calculations. So machine learning is the subset of AI. It helps the system to the perform intelligently, artificially intelligently, to execute the things. So I am skipping all these technical terms. So these are the limitations of human mankind. So we cannot, just like one thing, first I would like to explain object recognition. If I ask you how you recognize the objects, so there is no straightforward answer from anybody. How do you recognize a dog? So because you have some information stored in your mind, and since childhoodness you have been told that this is the dog, this is the dog, this is the dog, and you have made some information stored in your brain. So the object which will look like this particular shape with these much of features, that would be a dog, right? But how will you teach this to a machine to understand that this is the dog? So a lot of things are there behind the curtain. Many calculations are there, mathematics is there. So there you'll have to do the models. So it is just like a thing that you are doing conversation with a person who doesn't know Hindi or English, and also who doesn't know the sign language, who doesn't know whether if you show your face in smiling position, so he doesn't know. Let's say some person has come from another planet, and their way of interaction, way of communication is entirely different, just like in movie PK you have seen, right? So you think beyond that particular umbrella, then it would be very difficult to communicate with that particular object. So it is similar to the machines also. Machines doesn't understand Hindi, English, whatever. They doesn't know the sign language. Let's say you want to tell them this is 1. So the machines doesn't know that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. They are totally blank. So it means you'll have to do some interface, you'll have to do some programming to let them know that this is 1, this is 2, right? This is left, this is right. So these are very simple things. So it means you can write simple programs to let them understand that this is left or this is right. But if you want to get the complicated task to be executed by machine, then definitely the programming would be very, very complicated. A lot of data would be generated. So I will discuss that in the next slide. So these are actually the limitations of human mankind. So it means they have to find out some way by which they can train the machines. So then only the machine can respond intelligently. So these are some government initiatives in AI, because government has already adopted AI as a tool in many the institutions, whether it is AICT or it is even our university has adopted the AI. So they are designing the question papers in bilingual language, Hindi and English, using the standard database of questions with different level of toughness, or the level of learning levels. There are different learning levels. These are some challenges of the artificial intelligence, like social economic impact. So we are not aware how it is going to impact the globe. Even the accountability, let's say machine does any crime, who would be responsible and what kind of punishment can be given to the machine or to the machine owner. So this is the accountability. So it's still a lot of things to be done in this particular field. So this is the accountability, data quality and biasness. So if the data quality is not pure, data is not good, so it means the system can be compromised or it can be biased, right? So we cannot have the 100% efficiency from the machine. Decision making, safety and security of the data, and the governance. So all these things are challenges to implement AI. And you might have heard a lot of news, deep fake and all these things. So all these are because of the policies absence. So currently the government is doing a lot of work in doing the structuring of the application of AI. So a lot of applications it has: healthcare, finance, retail. I will take one by one. How much time I have? 15, 20 minutes? Okay. So in any field, means you think you can find the application of AI. So now how AI is used in agriculture, a lot of applications are there. Farmers are using the pilotless devices to harvest, to the cultivate the farming. They do the monitoring, health monitoring of the soil, the plants. Drones they are using, which are actually autonomous machines, AI driven machines. So doing a lot of things are there. They can do the AI remote sensing crop health monitoring. Means, let's say government want to predict the yield for this particular fiscal year or for any particular crop. So they can do the survey using the remote sensing images which can be received from the satellite, and with the help of AI and the image processing. So a lot of techniques are there. So they can actually, because they already have the data of previous years, with this much of the hectare of land, with this much of quality of plant, they can have this much of yield. So with the help of this image processing of the remotely received images from the satellite, they can actually get the actual yield of any particular the area. And how it is going to help the government also. Let's say there is a drought or fire in any particular area, so and the farmers has to be compensated for the loss, or insurance is there. So accordingly they can easily find out how much was the actual the loss for this particular crop. So they can easily they get or reimburse the insurance amount to the stakeholders. So possible application of drones in Uttar Pradesh. If we talk about the Uttar Pradesh, it is the agriculture based economy. It's a mixed economy, but agriculture plays a vital role in the economy of the Uttar Pradesh. So we can do crop health monitoring, agricultural spraying, irrigation monitoring, crop damage assessment, like I already told. And in irrigation you can do a lot of survey. You can easily inspect the irrigation canals. This system can be an autonomous system. That is why AI comes into role, right? So AI can help the autonomous devices, the drones, UAVs, to execute the operation autonomously. They can fly, they can take off in the digi space, and they can collect the data, come back, and the data which is being collected by the drone, that can be assessed or can be stored for future application as well. On the basis of this, a lot of the decisions can be taken. They can do the city survey, improved urban planning, project quality assessment, at what stage the project is, and the project monitoring. So all these things can be done by the autonomous devices with the help of AI, obviously. Then the traffic management, forest and wildlife, the surveillance, that wildlife conservation, management of the wildlife, healthcare, safety and security, tourism, disaster management, and all these things can be done. The data can be collected, the rescue operations can be performed, right? So without human, the health to be to keep at the stake, right? In many rescue operations, you might have heard a very bad news, right? The crashing of the helicopters and all these things. So all these things can be avoided, right? So there are actually 3 Ds. So 3 Ds means dull, dirty, and dangerous. So in all these situations, the autonomous devices can perform better. So application in autonomous vehicles. So I wanted to come to this slide. So you might have noticed when when authentication, when any window wants authentication from you. So generally sometimes they offer you a captcha. So you'll have to, paste the as it is captcha, then you can, you prove yourself to be human. It means you are not machine, you prove that you are human, right? But now you might have noticed that whenever you surf any Google website, Google
or Wikipedia or whatever. So they suggest you and they ask some questions like, tick you find a grid in which a lot of red lights, the zebra crossing, roads, vehicles, car, bike, motorcycle, all these things, pictures are placed in that particular grid. And the system wants you to tick the things which are being asked in the question. So they ask the car. So have you thought why it is happening? Why every time we are getting the grid related to the traffic, related to the roads? So you might be surprised that the Google is also working on the autonomous vehicle, right? So it means they are, whatever system they have developed, they are trying to train that system free of cost from you, from us, because a lot of data is available. So they cannot perform such large number of survey, right, by their own. So it means they have floated and they have introduced this. So with the help of yours, they are, training their model to perform, to increase its efficiency, to perform in better way. And actually why it is possible? Autonomous vehicles requires, a lot of computational power. So we can drive a vehicle very easily. We can learn vehicle driving within 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days. Then by learning by doing, by experience, we can, be the better driver, right? But for a system, for a machine to learn how to drive safely without harming the other system, it is quite difficult. Because when you execute a command, like you will have to apply a brake within 15 seconds. You see a dog after 15 meter or 5 meter, you need to apply a brake with that much of intensity. So every situation is different than the previous situation. So you think how that much amount of data is being generated every second. So almost more than 1 TB data is generated in every minute. So to handle that data, more than 1 TB data in a minute, it is very difficult for the handling that data with a simple computational device. So but now it is possible because we have the miniaturization of the devices. We have smartphone with 32 GB, 128 GB, 256 GB of memory in our own hand. So that kind of, the computational facilities are available. Now you can easily execute, compute or, manipulate the data with the help of this computational facility available. So a lot of things are there, means AI is, has an important role in autonomous vehicles. In healthcare also, whenever image processing and all these things are there, many technologies are evolved now and the systems are well equipped and they can easily handle the images, medical images carefully and with very high efficiency. So AI in medical imaging, predictive analytics in healthcare. So all these things are self-explanatory. I have shared the slides with the organizers, so they can share these slides with you. So AI in e-commerce. And you have also noticed that whenever you surf any website, right, Flipkart or so, you try to find out any product. So when you, log in next time, it recommends or it sends the notifications that the model of this, let's say you have searched one mobile, right? And then if advanced model of that mobile is launched by the company, so it gives you the notification. So how it is possible? So AI has, AI has observed you carefully. AI understands your taste, your nature, your behavior, your, the style of working, style of getting search. So according to your taste, according to your working, according to your behavior, it suggests the things to you, right? Algorithmic trading, fraud detection. Let's say one simple example. If I have an own bank account and somebody is operating remotely my account, or it has accessed my account, unethically. So maybe there would be a pattern difference in the account. So in coming future, the people are working also. So you may see that if any, the unforeseen or irregular activity is happening in the bank account, so it may send you another notification or another, the message for clearance from your side in the form of OTP or whatever. Ki this kind of, the activity is observed in your account. Whether you want to, get it performed or not, kindly confirm. So when you will confirm, then that would be executed. So a lot of applications in retail, in all the fields, AI has demand forecasting. So we can easily, it is all about the analysis of the data. So big data analytics are there, right? Deep learning is there. So if you have large number of data to train any model, so model will learn in better way, and it can, perform in better way. So it is all about the data which you have and by which you are training the models. So application in manufacturing, predictive maintenance, it can, optimize the process of the machining. Natural language processing means by which, we can easily do the chat with the machines. So chat bots are there, right? So virtual robots, we generally call them. So they do chatting with you whenever you visit any website, whether it is of railway or it is of any, industry. So they are already stored with some information, and with the stored information, they generally reply your queries. AI in sentimental analysis also. So it is in the next stage of the AI. Means whenever the machines would be capable of handling the sentiments of the human beings. So that situation is going to be a little bit different. Then means after some time, after a few years, you will see some robots are moving. Because few years back, what has happened in the industry, robots were caged actually in the cage. They were locked in the cage. And human and robots interaction were not allowed in the machine while the robot was in operation. But now it is not there. So humans and robots are working together. They are sharing the space, they are sharing the cabin, they are sharing the resources simultaneously. So that kind of, the confidence the humans now have on the robots. So this is the work which we have done in our own center. We have, developed some model to diagnose the diseases of the eyes, the fundus infection in the eye, with the help of our own model. So this is our PhD scholars' work. We also developed some, the AI Sense Vision, a low-cost, artificial intelligence-based, robust and real-time assistance for visually impaired people. So this is just like a device. So it was a device. It is, the more than 500 things are stored in it. So if for any blind person, so if he or she is carrying this device, so it can guide either inside the home or outside the home. So it is trained well. It can alarm him. What is, at what distance, what things is this, whether it is a car or it is an animal or it is a chair, it is living and non-living things. So it can easily, let them know about many things, more than 500 things. And we also attempted this because agricultural images are a little bit complicated. So doing image processing of agricultural waste or agricultural products, it is quite difficult to manage with high efficiency. So because you see the rice, so a lot of rice are there, different varieties of rice are there, right? But to segregate the rice, whether it is of that quantity or not, so we try to develop one tool which can be helpful for the traders. Let's say one farmer has come to a shop to sell its, the farming product. So how we can identify as a layman whether it is of that quantity or not. So we have mapped few varieties of rice, right, with that quality. So what can be the best price for this particular rice? So that can help the, the traders and farmers as well. We developed this robot for KGMU, just doing, the transferring of few patients during the COVID time from one place to another place for doing assistance, and it was equipped with many, the instruments and sensors. so that it could perform more than 15 operations for single charging up to 24 hours a day, and with a payload of 200 kg. So it could transfer one patient from one place to another place, up to 200 kg of the patient it could transfer. So in the second phase, we are working on it. So at that time, the disposal of the cadavers, the dead bodies, was an issue. So we got that problem. How can we, that problem is still open. So how can we, handle the cadaver, because it has sentimental issues also. So we cannot treat the dead body as it is. We cannot drag the body. We cannot, pull the body. So we have to manage the body. We have to handle the body carefully without affecting the sentiments, right, of the relatives. So that problem is still open. So you can design, and obviously with the help of AI, to make this equipment equipped with the obstacle avoidance and all these things. So you might have seen a lot of devices are available already in the market, like automatic mopping robot and all these things. So they are, a lot of companies have already established the technique. And we are also doing work in swarm robotics, so where AI plays a very important role. So in place of one classified and big, the quality robot, we can assign the task to hundreds of robots, small robots, just like the swarms of which is available in the nature, like swarms of different. You can see the pattern in which the birds flow, the fish flows like this. So using this, the movement of the ants. So a lot of, the scientists have developed a lot of algorithms close to the nature, just to mimic the things which are actually happening in the nature. So let's say if you have observed one food is available, or you pour some biscuit or any sweet on the floor, after some time you observe one ant, right? So after few seconds or few minutes, you observe 2-3 ants, and after 15 minutes you will find thousands, millions of ants are there. So how it is possible? How do they come to know that food is available? And interestingly, the first ant which has come to find out the food first time, it hasn't returned back to the ant's home. It has not informed to the the group of ants that food is available there. So it means it is because of some algorithm is there. So we need to understand or mimic that algorithm theoretically, using the computational facility available, mathematics available, right? Or sometimes we require to develop some algorithms. So this is all about the mimicness of the things actually available in the nature. So many things are possible by this pattern formation, the dragging of anything, construction. A lot of things are there. So in future, you can attempt many things. So these are the future robots. I will take 2-3 minutes more and I will compile this session. So social robots, many companies are working. So few companies have started selling the products also, but they are not capable of doing the things up to that level, but though they are doing the things, like if you are fond of having pet in your family, in your home, then in spite of having the natural dog, you may prefer the artificial dog, which will actually behave like a natural dog. So maybe within 3, 4, 5 years, you will find a dog, right? And without zero maintenance. It will automatically, go to the place where the charging station is there. So you not need to feed him. You not need to, take care of him. The dog will not get ill. No need to visit the doctor. But with the same features, same operations, and same satisfaction, right? So you would not easily find out whether it is artificial or it is natural. So nanobots, many people are working. Means, let's say if you got ill, so if you require 1 mg of the salt to repair your body, but in spite of that you need to consume 500 mg of the tablet, right? So it means 499 mg of that salt is waste. So the people are working on the development of nanobots which can carry the exact amount of the salt as per the customization or as per the requirement of your body, and it will targetly will go to that particular place wherever it is required. It will repair the body, human body, from inside or outside, and it will be dissolved inside the body, because it will be made up of that material like a protein and all these things which will be the absorbed in the body itself, and you not need to get it operated or get it you not need to wait for long time to get it repaired. So some interesting, this is the artery cleaning by the robot automatically. The micro robot dentist, all AI based future devices. I don't know whether it will happen, but it may be the science fiction this time, but maybe the reality within a couple of years. The haircut, you can have one, the helmet kind of thing, you can just pour it. There would be a lot of microbots. They will cut your hair in particular desired shape. No need to, visit the traditional barber. Robots for rehabilitation, after surgery, the autonomous transport, platform for EAP demonstration for happy robot or sad robot, means the emotional robots. Brain computer interface, let's say we think anything and the machine will execute this. So many people have already started working on it, and they have developed many models which are actually doing fine. With this, they are taking the signals from the brain with the help of EEG signals and all these things. They are manipulating these, amplifying and using these instructions in the form of input to the machine to do the work. Automatic road tracking, already it is available in many of the cars. You can see the ADAS system and all these things, it is already available. So it means on highway you can keep your vehicle on the autonomous mode for some time. So these robots are actually doing this is the latest development, where Dubai is planning to recruit enough robots to make up 25% of its police force by 2030. So it means the government has already started thinking in that direction. So, but you not need to worry, because one slide is for you. So one AI robot can do the task of 100 men, but 100 robots cannot do the task of one extraordinary man. So it means we not need to be worried in the future. Robots or AI based devices are going to assist us, not to rule us. So it is up to us, it is our choice कि हम उनको किस तरीके से ट्रीट करते हैं. हम चाहते हैं कि वो हमारी हेल्प करें, असिस्ट करें, या हम उनकी हेल्प करें, असिस्ट करें. और आप अभी जाके एक सर्च करिएगा, जो लॉज ऑफ रोबोटिक्स हैं, 3 लॉज ऑफ रोबोटिक्स हैं, उसमें प्रायोरिटी एंड सेफ्टी इज एंश्योर्ड टू द ह्यूमन. उसमें बोला गया है कि किसी भी, पहला रूल यही कहता है रोबोटिक्स का, कि आप मतलब रोबोट के लिए है कि आप कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं करेंगे जो ह्यूमन को किल करे या नुकसान करे. और सेकंड और थर्ड रूल भी यही कहते हैं कि आपको ये करना है, बट इट शुड नॉट वायलेट द फर्स्ट लॉ. थर्ड भी यही कहता है कि आपको ये करना है, बट इट शुड नॉट वायलेट द फर्स्ट लॉ. So it means all these devices, all these technologies are for our betterment, for our support, not to rule us. So thank you so much once again, the Lucknow team, for this opportunity. Thank you. If you have any questions, I would be happy to assist. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Dr. Sharma, for this enlightening session. It's always fascinating to see AI free-reaching impact on every aspect of our life. Before going deep into this event, I would like to invite Mr. Ankit Pal and Mr. Prashant Shukla, co-organizer of TFUG Lab, to introduce us about this key events of AI Day. So please welcome Mr. Ankit Pal and Prashant Shukla on stage.
हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप लोग? थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए, सुनाई नहीं दिया। नहीं लग नहीं रहा है, बढ़िया है। आखिर लखनऊ में थोड़ा मुस्कुराइए और फिर से बोलिए, कैसे हैं आप लोग? बढ़िया। बहुत सारा नॉलेज एक साथ मिल गया है, राइट? थोड़ा डाइजेस्ट करना पड़ेगा। स्लोली यू विल गेन नॉलेज, स्लोली यू विल डाइजेस्ट। सो बेसिकली जब तक स्लाइड्स नहीं आती, कुछ एंटरटेनमेंट हो जाए। हो जाए? ओके। सो जस्ट वी आर गोइंग टू डू लिटिल बिट अ स्मॉल एक्सरसाइज, ठीक है? सबको करनी है। जब मैं कहूंगा अप तो आपको अपने हाथ डाउन करने हैं, जब मैं कहूंगा डाउन तो आपको अपने हाथ अप करने हैं। सिंपल, कर लेंगे दोनों हाथ। ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट। अप, सुना नहीं ढंग से? अगेन, डाउन, अप, अप, डाउन, 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 अप, अप। बढ़िया, मिस किया आपने कई बार। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं।
Hello, hello, hello. So, thank you for coming here. Uh, and here we are going to present some of our keynotes about our community, Lucknow AI Labs and TFUG Lucknow. ठीक है? So, हम ये present कर रहे हैं कि हमने start क्यों किया था, क्या reason था, कहाँ पे हम लोग पहुँचे हैं, क्या goal है आगे future का और कैसे हम लोग इसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे. ठीक है? So, चलते हैं. पहली बात तो मुस्कुराइए आप लखनऊ में.
मुस्कुराते रहिए पूरे इवेंट के दौरान।
सो बताते हैं कि हम लोग के जो ग्रुप हैं उसमें ऑर्गेनाइजर्स कौन कौन है. ठीक है, तो पहला तो मैं ही हूँ जो छोटा मोटा काम कर लेता हूँ थोड़ा बहुत, तो इन्होंने मुझे कोई पोजीशन दे दिया है. ठीक है. दूसरा जो है हमारे अभिषेक जी हैं जो सीनियर सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर हैं बीएफसी कैपिटल में. एंड मज़े की बात है कि वो जीडीजी के जो हैं ऑर्गेनाइज़र भी हैं. ठीक है, सो बड़ी शख्सियत है. और तीसरे हमारे प्रशांत जी हैं
जो कि मैं हूँ,
जो कि प्रशांत जी यहाँ पे हैं, एमएल इंजीनियर हैं टीसीएस में और लखनऊ एआई लैब्स के और टीएफयूजी के को-ऑर्गेनाइजर भी हैं. ठीक है, तो
एंड अंकित जी ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं टीएफयूजी के और लखनऊ एआई लैब्स के भी.
ओके. सो ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट फिर फ्रॉम हेयर कि हमने स्टार्ट कहाँ से किया था और हम कर क्या रहे हैं अभी. ठीक है, सो व्हाट वी डू एक्चुअली एट द लखनऊ एआई लैब्स. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाई द वर्ड लैब. ठीक है, सो मैं रिसर्च बैकग्राउंड से आता हूँ. ठीक है, मुझे रिसर्च करना बहुत पसंद है. आई लाइक टू वर्क ऑन द कोर प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स कि मॉडलिंग कैसे करनी है और उसमें रीजनिंग कैसे उसकी इंप्रूव करनी है, हेलुसिनेशन कैसे कंट्रोल करना है. सो दैट्स वेयर आई हैड अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कि जब मैं यहाँ लखनऊ आया और मैंने जीडीजी वगैरह ज्वाइन किया, उसके बाद मैंने देखा कि यहाँ पे जो कल्चर है वो बैंगलोर और चेन्नई से काफ़ी लो पे है. ठीक है, जब मैं चेन्नई में था वहाँ पे बहुत सारे हमारे हैकर कल्चर ग्रुप्स होते थे या फिर मीटअप्स होते थे, हम लोग मिलते थे, देव ऐप्स होता था कि चलो कुछ हैक करते हैं, बनाते हैं. ठीक है, एंड वी यूज टू हैक, क्रैक, एंड वी यूज टू बिल्ड, कोलैबोरेट, and we used to publish that over the GitHub, and some of the GitHub projects went for the YC combinators. So if you remember, there was a project recently called Devika, which was the open version of the Devin project. Devin project क्या था कि उसने ये challenge किया था कि हम पूरा का पूरा सॉफ्टवेयर सिस्टम ही ऑटोमेट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, इट कैन ऑटोमेट एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम जो हमारे फ्रीलांसिंग वेबसाइट्स हैं, काइंड ऑफ लाइक पीपल पर आवर या दूसरी वेबसाइट्स. डेविन सॉफ्टवेयर वहाँ से प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट उठाता था और उसको पूरा का पूरा सॉल्व करके क्लाइंट को डेवलप कर देता, मतलब दे देता था और पेमेंट वहाँ से रिसीव कर लेता था. ठीक है, सो दैट वाज द सॉफ्टवेयर दे डेवलप. बट हमारे केरला से एक बंदे ने उसका ओपन सोर्स वर्जन बनाया. ठीक है, some fortunately he is like in close group of my friends. So उसने जब ये बनाया, उसने शेयर किया and it went away like वेरी ब्लूम कि कई लोग उसको पसंद करने लगे, काफ़ी लोग उसके पास मैसेजेस करने लगे कि यार ये तो बहुत बढ़िया है, काफ़ी अच्छा काम कर रहा है। फिर धीरे धीरे उसने काफ़ी लोगों को रीच आउट करना शुरू हुआ, उसके पास कई लोग रीच आउट करना शुरू हुए, एंड नाउ ही इज़ इन द वाई कॉम्बिनेटर, जो कि वहाँ पे वो अपना पूरा प्रोडक्ट फाइनली फुल से बना रहा है। ठीक है, सो ओके, व्हाट वाज द यूज ऑफ दैट स्टोरी, कि मैं ये बताना चाह रहा था कि जो कल्चर है वहाँ का, वो यहाँ के कल्चर से बहुत अभी डिफरेंस है। तो मुझे बहुत लो लगा कि यार ऐसा क्यों यहाँ पे नहीं है कि हम लोग शेयर कर रहे हैं नॉलेज, रिसर्च की तरफ जा रहे हैं, हम लोग सिर्फ और सिर्फ पैसों की तरफ ही क्यों भाग रहे हैं कि भाई जॉब करनी है जल्दी जल्दी और जल्दी से ज़्यादा पैसे आने चाहिए, बट वाई नॉट रिसर्च, राइट? So that's where we came up with the idea, and we thought of like, let's build a community which is more focused on the research part. That's where the Lucknow AI Labs, some of the information Prashant will give you.
Yeah, so that Lucknow AI Labs basically spread knowledge, supports startups, promote AI ML knowledge. So these kind of knowledge that are like very difficult to learn by itself. हम इसे पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आपको एक्सपर्टीज लेवल पर आपको देने की कोशिश करें, आपको अवेयर करें जो रिसेंट में चल रहा है, जो कटिंग एज चीज़ें चल रही हैं। इसके साथ साथ आपके अंदर इनोवेशन और रिसर्च के प्रति थोड़ा सा उत्साह उत्पन्न हो, ये भी हमारी एक कोशिश है। तो इसमें हम आपका साथ चाहते हैं।
तो हम लोगों का ये गोल है कि यहाँ से सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर, फोर्थ ईयर के स्टूडेंट टॉप टायर एआई कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में सच एज ACL, ACM, न्यूरल IPS, उसमें रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश करें। ठीक है, सो हम लोग उस तरफ जा रहे हैं, हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रेन कर रहे हैं, गाइड कर रहे हैं, मेंटर कर रहे हैं जितना भी टाइम हमें मिल पा रहा है, क्योंकि वी आर फुल टाइम डेवलपर्स ऑफ कोर्स। सो हमें जितना टाइम मिलता है हम गाइड करते हैं, मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम चला रहे हैं, और उसके साथ में हम रिसर्च की तरफ ज़्यादा फोकस करें। हमारे पास बाई वीकली रिसर्च मीटअप्स भी हो रहे हैं जो हम डिस्कस करेंगे। ओके, सो टू मच अबाउट इट। सो हम इसमें जो है एजुकेशन एंड नॉलेज को शेयर कर रहे हैं, प्रोमोटिंग AI एंड ML रिसर्च, एक्टिव एंगेजमेंट इन द ओपन सोर्स, हमारे बहुत सारे ओपन सोर्स प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे हैं, and then we are also supporting the startup, solving the local challenges with the AI, and we are also focusing on the Audhi NLP. So what is Audhi NLP? We are not building actually the large language model for Audhi. What we are trying to build, we are trying to build the speech text model for the Audhi. क्यों? क्योंकि हम अगर स्पीच वाले पार्ट को सॉल्व कर लेते हैं अवधि के लिए, आप लोग तो चैट जीपीटी यूज कर रहे हो, जेमिनाई यूज कर रहे हो, बट कभी सोचा है कि गांव में आप जाते हो, आपके ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स या फिर आपके पेरेंट्स जो पढ़े लिखे नहीं है, वो कभी चैट जीपीटी कैसे यूज करेंगे? ठीक है, तो क्या हम जो उनकी लैंग्वेज है लोकल वाली, क्या हम उसके लिए कुछ स्पीच टू टेक्स्ट लैंग्वेज बना सकते हैं, ऐसा मॉडल जो उनकी लोकल लैंग्वेज को कन्वर्ट करके इंग्लिश में दे दे मुझे रिस्पॉन्स, वहां से फिर हम कोई भी मॉडल यूज कर सकते हैं। इट डजंट मैटर लाइक इट इज जेमिनाई और एनी अदर ओपन सोर्स मॉडल, राइट? सो या
सीम्स एक्साइटिंग। रिस्पॉन्स आते रहना चाहिए, आपके चेहरों से दिखना चाहिए कि कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है तो रेज योर हैंड, वी विल आंसर यू।
सो नेक्स्ट हाउ वी स्टार्टेड। सो 2023 में मैंने GDG में टॉक दिया था, उसके बाद मुझे लगा कि यार कुछ करना चाहिए लखनऊ के लिए, कुछ ग्रुप बनाते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत सुस्त सा माहौल लग रहा है, क्योंकि मुझे थोड़े दिन रहना था लखनऊ में, और मुझे थोड़ा हैकर कल्चर चाहिए था, मुझे रिसर्च एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए था जहाँ पे हम लोग शेयर कर सकें नॉलेज, एक दूसरे से टॉक कर सकें, कुछ डेवलप कर सकें टुगेदर। सो
अगेन स्टार्टेड इन अक्टूबर 2023।
इट वाज जस्ट एन ड्राफ्ट आइडिया कि प्रशांत, मैंने कॉल किया कि चलो कुछ बनाते हैं, इसने कहा हाँ बताओ क्या बनाते हैं। मैंने कहा कुछ लखनऊ के लिए करते हैं, एक ग्रुप बनाते हैं और हम लोग रिसर्च को प्रमोट करेंगे। तो उसने कहा ठीक है करते हैं। फिर नेक्स्ट 10 डेज हमने उस पर काम किया, बनाया थोड़ा सा ग्रुप, गिटहब प्रोफाइल बनाया, एंड देन हमने उस पर स्टार्ट करना शुरू किया, एंड द रिजल्ट इज हियर। सो
नेक्स्ट इन नवंबर 2023 टेंसरफ्लो यूजर ग्रुप, उसको भी लखनऊ में हमने इंट्रोड्यूस किया, ताकि गूगल की कुछ टेक्नोलॉजीज, कुछ चीज़ें डायरेक्टली हमें सपोर्ट के थ्रू और भी तरीके से मिल सकें, और might be research fund also.
Right. After Google joined us, then we moved towards the larger cap, and now we have started working towards the Uttar Pradesh AI Labs, which is covering the Kanpur, Noida, and other kind of initiatives under this Uttar Pradesh. So basically, we are trying to build some kind of a speech model, the foundation level, and then each of the city will have their own dialect or local languages to supporting this foundation model. So what are our achievements? What we achieved so far while being full-time and publishing few papers and working on few full-time production level products, which is like Pfizer, Gilead, or TCS or something. So what did we achieve? So we have around like 1,200 members so far on the WhatsApp and Discord combined. And the
More than
WhatsApp group
six-
is, yeah.
More than 6 people got internship from our guidance and also from our reference, that Lucknow AI Labs and Tfug. We have mentored more than 10. We don't count actually, just we remember only 10 people, so that's we have written only 10. But I think we have mentored so many.
Right.
And
Yeah, and then we have 9 AI projects which are currently going on, and some of them have completed.
these are open source projects. You can contribute as well.
Yeah. So here are a few milestones what we have achieved so far. Like May 2024, we had our first Gen AI Awards Summit. We had around like 200 attendees. Then in June 2024, we had Build with AI. We had around 100 plus attendees. Yeah.
After that, we had a Google I/O extended event with the collaboration with GDG Lucknow and TFG also. So we have achieved 250 plus attendees, and I think congrats to you, AI Day Lucknow, more than 600 attendees. Cheer for yourself.
Nice. So, okay. And we have around like combined all the students, and also for like Ask Me Anything or online hackathons and all those, like all the attendees we have, so like 3,000 attendees so far.
3,000 registrations so far.
And yeah. Let's just, okay. And what are the impacts of Lucknow AI Labs? So this is like great news. So we have 2 folks who started working with us under our guidance, and we shared with them, like one is the Anshul, which is like, I mean, who is working under the guidance of Lai, and some of the folks like मैं कर रहा हूँ or Prashant ji or some of the other folks who are mentoring him. So he got the internship at the ISRO and focusing on building the RAG pipeline to enhance the space research capabilities. He is still helping us all the volunteer work and other research projects at all. But right now he is in Gujarat, so working with the ISRO. Other guys is like CAF. He started building project under Lai guidance, and then he secured a job through the Lai group, professional network, and now he's making strides in his career. He is working on the diffusion models and building some models on that.
Like cutting edge technologies.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so we will cover a little bit more about the projects, what we are working on and what are our future goals. First project is like Project Avdhi, where we are trying to collect the data, because Avdhi language is little bit kind of लुप्त हो रही है, right? हम ज़्यादा बोलते नहीं अवधि, और हमने देखा भी नहीं कि मतलब कोई लिटरेचर या फिर कोई डिक्शनरी उस पर पड़ी हुई है, ठीक है? हमने बहुत ट्राई किया लिटरेचर ढूंढने का, बट अवधि पे हमें कुछ ज़्यादा मिला नहीं, ठीक है? तो वी आर ट्राइंग टू प्रिजर्व दैट लैंग्वेज, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट वी आर आल्सो, या
थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग इस्तेमाल कर लिए थे अवधि बोले के खातिर, लगे आपस में बोलत बट ये लुप्त होती जा रही है धीरे धीरे। हम खड़ी बोल हिंदी की तरफ चलते जा रहे हैं और अवधि का लिटरेचर खत्म होता जा रहा है। अवधि बहुत ही रिच लैंग्वेज है, जिसके अंदर बहुत सारे लोकगीत, बहुत सारे ऐसी चीजें जिन्हें प्रिजर्व होना चाहिए, जो एक संस्कृति और सभ्यता को आगे ले जा सकती है। हम उसे खो देंगे अगर हम उसे प्रिजर्व नहीं करेंगे। गॉट इट?
तो चला जाए आगे, चलो। तो फिर द फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट इज प्रोजेक्ट अवधि. Again, the Avdhi speech to text we are working on. We have collected a good amount of data, and still we are trying to collect more Avdhi data set. We are trying to publish some research paper, and we are also building some speech model top of that.
You all are open. We are open. इस प्रोजेक्ट में कंट्रीब्यूशन करने के लिए आप डेटाबेस में कंट्रीब्यूशन कर सकते हैं। हमारी GitHub पे ये प्रोजेक्ट ओपन है।
GitHub and Hugging Face, both places we have account. And we have the models and other things are open there. I mean, we have not published any model yet because that is still under processing. Other one is Nawab AI. So that is like very exciting project, and we will love to show you a demo little bit later. So Nawab AI kind of की एक assistant है जो कि हमने लखनऊ के लिए बनाया है. ये लोकल की इंफॉर्मेशन को कलेक्ट करता है, काइंड ऑफ एजेंट, एंड इट टॉक्स अबाउट कि आपको कहाँ जाना है, क्या खाना है, कोई भी आप इन्फॉर्मेशन ऐसे पूछो, टूरिस्ट के बारे में या मतलब खाने के बारे में या कॉलेज के बारे में या कोई इवेंट के बारे में, ठीक है, वो सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको बताता है. एंड इट बेस्ड ऑन द काइंड ऑफ अ मल्टी एजेंट hierarchy system. So we will discuss more about it later.
ये लखनऊ के लहजे में आपका इस्तकबाल करेगा.
Yes. And we have another project under the line, which is Krashak AI. So where we are trying to help out the farmers. So again, we are not trying to help out them with the very big level, but whatever we can via our research, ठीक है? तो हम लोग डेटा कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं और ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि लोकल्स में क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है कृषक एआई को, वहाँ पे हम जो है अपने इंटर्न्स को या फिर जो लखनऊ एआई लैब्स के स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स कैसे बना सकते हैं और उनको हेल्प कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. एंड अदर देन दैट देयर इज़ अ यूपी फाउंडेशन एलएम. सो दैट इज़ कि थोड़ा सा यूपी लेवल पे है कि हम लोग अगर सारी लैंग्वेजेस को कलेक्ट करके, अवधी हो गई, कन्नौजी हो गई और प्रयागराज की हो गई और जितने भी हमारे पास डायलेक्ट्स हैं, अगर हम सारी लैंग्वेज को कलेक्ट करके एक बढ़िया सा बिग मॉडल बनाते हैं जो स्पीच का मॉडल है, ठीक है, सो वी कैन टैकल अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स एंड वी कैन इंटीग्रेट दो सिस्टम इन द रियल टाइम. वेयर इमेजिन दैट कि जो लोग मोबाइल यूज़ करना नहीं जानते हैं वो फ़ोन कर रहे हैं और उनको उन्हीं के लैंग्वेज में बता रहा है कि आपके फ़ोन में कितना बैलेंस बचा है या फिर आपके बैंक बैलेंस में कितना बैलेंस है, एंड दे कैन चैट विद द Gemini or some other models over the call with their native call, I mean language. How beautiful it is, right? So yeah, so we are trying to do something like that under the UP Foundation LM. Yeah. So Prashant will talk about the future goals for our community.
Okay, so future goals, like you can see, we want to launch AI for Lucknow. That is totally addressing challenges through the innovative session in Lucknow. It's like handling the problems happening in the Lucknow. जो भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो रही हैं हम उनको टैकल करने के लिए, तो AI just for Lucknow. So लखनऊ के अंदर जो भी इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, उनको हम AI के थ्रू सॉल्व कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं, इस पे स्टडी करके उसे सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
Second is established Lucknow AI Research Lab, kind of again which we talked about, collaborating with the universities and other research institute to get mentorship and provide mentorship to the juniors, so that I mean the students from the second year, third year, they start using the AI and they start building some of the core models and core techniques rather than just working with the rappers. Okay, so yeah.
Our next goal is in 2026 यूपी की सबसे लार्जेस्ट हैकथॉन ऑर्गेनाइज करने का.
So we are planning, let's see, but we have high
आप
hopes.
लोगों के सहयोग पे डिपेंड करती है.
Right.
पार्टिसिपेंट्स तो आप ही हैं.
How many of you are interested in hackathon?
Raise your hands.
Okay, cool. That's cool, man.
That's a lot
Okay. Okay, so now we have some hopes, like we can incubate 3 of the AI startup from 2 years, at least some of the good startup which are not working on just wrapper but building on some actual problem statement, and they are coming out of Lucknow. We will be happy to help them. We will happy to provide mentorship or whatever fundraising if we can support. But right now we are also looking for that. But yeah. Okay. So next part. Okay. Yeah. So finally, like be part of the AI revolution. Contribute to our open source project. We have few projects going on. You can check out our GitHub repo and the Hugging Face account. And you can follow the Twitter and all, because we share regularly the research paper update and all those things. Join our bi-weekly Ask Me Anything or Hackathon session. So there we call out bunch of industry experts and the researchers. आपके पास कोई भी क्वेश्चन है रैंडम सा कि यार मैं रिसर्च स्टार्ट कहाँ से करूँ, या फिर मेरे पास टूल्स हैं, या फिर मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा है कौन सा पेपर पढूं, ठीक है, सो उनसे पूछो, ठीक है. बाई वीकली हम लोग आस्क मी एनीथिंग करते हैं. द बेस्ट थिंग इज कि जिनको थोड़ा सा शाइनेस लगती है, हेजिस्टेट होते हैं, डिस्कॉर्ड पे आ जाओ, अपना यूजर नेम बदल लो, लाइक यू आर टोटली एनोनिमस एंड यू कैन आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन विदाउट नोइंग लाइक हु इज दैट गाय, एंड देन यू विल गेट द आंसर आल्सो. सो प्राइवेसी फर्स्ट.
वी आर हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू.
या
हम पूरे खुले दिल से आपका स्वागत करते हैं आपके प्रश्नों का. आप आइए और पूछिए हमसे.
Yep. And we are also focusing on attend our research paper reading group. So in that group, we are taking some of the papers and we are asking some of the volunteers from the group to go through it and read about it and share the PPTs and all over the weeks. It's not a mandatory process, but it's like voluntary. Anyone can go about it and they can take their own time. They can go about their own pace because not everyone is a researcher, but we are trying to establish that culture here. So yeah.
एंड वन मोर थिंग, अगर आपके पास कुछ इनोवेटिव आइडिया है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है जिसे आप चाहते हैं कि आपको मेंटोरशिप मिले, या आप प्रोफेशनल है जो आप मेंटोरशिप करना चाहते हैं, या आपके पास अपना कोई प्रोजेक्ट है और आप प्रोफेशनल है गाइड करके उसे करवाना चाहते हैं, यू आर वेलकम इन आवर मेंटोरशिप प्रोग्राम. वी विल हेल्प यू देयर.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I mean today's highlight, we already know that, like Dr. Anuj.
मोस्टली आप एजेंडा से तो वाकिफ हैं, आपने देखा ही होगा, तो
We can
इसको हम
skip
स्किप
this.
कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
लेट्स स्किप. हमारे पास पोस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन भी है लंच टाइम में. सो वी आर 3 प्रोजेक्ट्स जो
Oh yeah,
research
that's very important news कि हम लोग एक रिसर्च कल्चर के लिए हम लोग ने एक्चुअली कुछ रिसर्चर को बुलाया है, कुछ लोगों को बुलाया है जो लोग ओपन सोर्स प्रोजेक्ट में काम कर रहे हैं और उन्होंने रिसर्च पेपर लिखा है. ठीक है, तो उन्होंने अपनी स्टैंडी जो है लॉन में लगाई है, जो लंच आपका 1 घंटे का होगा. हाफ एन आवर में अगर आप फिनिश करते हो, देन यू कैन गो देयर, यू कैन टॉक टू दोज रिसर्चर, यू कैन टॉक टू दोज पीपल, इंटरेक्ट विद देम कि उन्होंने क्या काम किया है, कैसे बनाया है, हाउ दे कैन, यू कैन ज्वाइन देम और हेल्प देम और समथिंग. एंड it's something like the research conference. If you attend any research conference, they usually have the poster and all. So something like that we are trying to do here. Happy to go there and talk to them. So yeah.
So one shout out for all our community supporters. इनके बिना इवेंट करना ये पॉसिबल नहीं होता. So Dark Horse, LPCPS, Tech Doc Labs, Moiran Films, and Umaga Edutech Private Limited. So just clap for all of our community supporters. ये हमें
And
help
this
किया,
is-
तो हम आप तक पहुँचे.
Yeah, and this is our WhatsApp group. So if any of you are not into the group, you want to join, then you can join that group, be a part of the Lucknow AI Labs and TFUG Lucknow. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much TFUG Lab for organizing this event, which give us and provide a platform for everyone to understand about AI. So wait a minute, Ankit sir. Hello, Ankit sir, are you there? So हम AI के इवेंट में आए हैं. अंकित सर एंड प्रशांत सर ने हमें इतना अच्छा बताया अपने लैब के बारे में, तो डोंट यू थिंक सो एक लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए? सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. ओके, सो अंकित सर, आई थिंक इट्स टाइम टू कॉल आवर मोहतरमा, प्लीज.
So this is just I'm using the one of the commercial model, but yeah, just to get the fun. So hey Motarma, can you greet the Lucknow AI Labs members and attendees here?
अरे आदित्य जी, हमको तो बहुत खुशी हुई ये सुनकर. लखनऊ एआई लैब के सभी सदस्यों और यहाँ मौजूद मेहमानों को मोहतरमा का सलाम. आज हम सब यहाँ इकट्ठा हुए हैं एआई के इस जुनून को नए मंजर तक ले जाने के लिए. तो आइए इस खुशनुमा शाम को हमेशा यादगार बनाएं.
Okay, and would you like to give any short message to the audience, Motarma?
जरूर आदित्य जी. सभी दोस्तों से कहना चाहूंगी कि एआई के इस युग में हम सब एक नए सफर पर हैं, जहां हर दिन कुछ नया सीखने को मिलता है. बस इसी जुनून और उत्साह के साथ आगे बढ़ते रहिए. याद रखिए, हर नई सोच और आविष्कार का सिलसिला बहुत बढ़िया. तो मुहतरमा, आज हमारे साथ नवोदिता श्रीवास्तव भी हैं, जो मुझे लखनऊ एआई लैब के कुछ विशेष प्रोजेक्ट्स पर मदद कर रही हैं. नवोदिता जी को मोहतरमा की तरफ से सलाम। हम बड़े खुश हैं कि आप जैसे होनहार लोग इस सफर का हिस्सा हैं। आपके प्रोजेक्ट्स और आपकी मेहनत से लखनऊ नवोदिता जी को मोहतरमा की तरफ से सलाम। हम बड़े खुश हैं
Thank
कि
you.
आप जैसे होनहार लोग
थैंक यू सो
Thank you.
मच मोहतरमा। बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके। आपको कैसा लगा मोहतरमा जी से बात करके? तो कौन कौन इस मोहतरमा जी को ज्वाइन करना चाहेगा फॉर देयर अपकमिंग प्रोजेक्ट? ओह, देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ वॉलंटियर हियर। तो आई थिंक प्रशांत सर एंड अंकित सर को अपना लिस्ट स्टार्ट कर देना चाहिए मोहतरमा जी की एंट्री के लिए।
Hello everyone. Look at me. कौन कौन भूखा है? अभी ज्यादा लोग भूखे नहीं दिख रहे। हाथ उठेंगे तभी ये लंच ब्रेक होगा। मतलब सबको ब्रेक चाहिए, नॉलेज नहीं चाहिए।
इवेंट इतना भी बोरिंग नहीं जा रहा है गाइस, आई थिंक।
अच्छा, किसको लग रहा है बोरिंग जा रहा है? रेज योर हैंड जिसको नहीं लग रहा है बोरिंग जा रहा है।
मैंने तो सुना था लाइक काम के दौड़ में लोग अपनी भूख प्यास भूल जाते हैं लखनऊ में। आप तो अभी से भूखे हो गए। किसकी भूख एक्चुअल में, खाने की है या नॉलेज की है? अरे भैया,
ठीक है, तो लंच टाइम आपका कर दिया जाए। हाँ? ठीक है, वेट करिए 10 मिनट्स। लंच का अरेंजमेंट्स हम कर रहे हैं। तब तक कुछ चीज़ें हैं, हम नेक्स्ट स्पीकर के साथ प्रोसीड करेंगे। ठीक है, चलेगा? ओके।
so Dr. Ajay Kumar Sharma, please come on stage. Sorry for the delay, guys. So, our next speaker is Bhavesh Bhatt, a true expert in the field of generative AI and a Google developer expert. Mr. Bhavesh is an AVP of generative AI at IDFC First Bank and a well-known YouTuber with over 100K subscribers. Today, he'll be presenting on using the new 4G database is in natural language using Gemini model. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Bhavesh Bhatt.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can someone tell me the exact time? 1:04, right? I will take 25 minutes. The initial session that I had planned was a bit longer, but given a lot of you are hungry and I don't want to be the person in front of the lunch as well, so I'll try to wind this up in 25 minutes, which is where what I require from all of you is your attention. Attention is a very significant term which I'll cover in the session as well. But I need 25 minutes of your attention. No playing games. I've seen a lot of people playing games at behind as well. So only 25 minutes. 1:30, if lunch is available, you can kickstart the lunch as well. But I'll try to wind up this session by 1:30. Okay? And the session will be informative. So 25 minutes is what I require, and then we can start. Right? Everyone with me? Cool. Cool. Before the whole technical issue is sorted, what I'll say basically start off is this session is divided into 3 parts. I'll start off by covering what large language models are. I'll kind of cover what graph databases are, and I'll try to show you how you can query a database in natural language. How many of you have basically worked on a database like a SQL database before? Anyone who has not worked with any database so far? Cool, cool. So I'll kind of give you an overview in terms of what SQL is and how you kickstart your journey in SQL. I'll transition over to a Neo4j graph database, and then basically rather than writing complex queries, we'll move over to say querying a database in natural language. So you can ask any complex query in natural language and you will kind of get the results as well. Perfect, got it. Cool. I'll skip this part. All of this is something that we can cover later on. Cool. Day 1, when you start your SQL, you're very excited to learn about SQL. You start writing queries. But as you keep moving forward, day 20 looks like this. You're very frustrated. You don't know how to do a complex join, which is where, how do you create a solution wherein you can kind of optimize your database calls is where GenAI comes in. So from here, so imagine if you want to reach from that complex SQL stage to a simple natural language query-based approach, you require a superhuman effort. All of this superhuman effort today will be carried out by a large language model. So I'll be using Gemini. How many of you know about Gemini model from Google? Perfect. So I'll be using the Gemini model for this particular activity. Now, there's this big elephant in the room. What exactly is a large language model? A very simplistic example of what a large language model is something that you use daily. If you could open your mobile phone for a minute, and if you could go to WhatsApp, I want you to carry out this experiment. Open your cell phone, open WhatsApp, and start typing the words my, space, name, space, is, space. What is the next word that you're getting? Can you check with your immediate colleague who's sitting right next to you? Are the words same or different? 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 So here what you have is a simple large language model that has been fine-tuned for the way you type. So the most frequent words that you type are the ones that are visible right now in your dictionary or in the autocorrect that you have, right? That is how a large language model is. A large language model in the vanilla version will always give out responses which it has been trained on. You can fine-tune a large language model for your custom data so that it's able to understand and give you responses based on what you've trained it on. Okay? Everyone with me? Yes, no? Perfect. So this is like a long definition. You can easily skip this, but remember one thing, a large language model is a smart machine learning based model. It has weights. You have multiple areas in a large language model like a query matrix, value matrix. There is a key matrix as well. So there are multiple matrices that are combined together to create this particular response that you're getting. So think of a large language model as a smart autocorrect that has been trained on huge amount of data. Like there are billions and billions of documents that have been used to create a large language model such as Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, etc. Okay, what can large language models do? This is a small example. If you feed in an input, a large language model will process the input through some set of multiplications and it will give out a response for you. What can LLMs do? They can summarize your data. How many of you have started using LLMs in your day-to-day activity? How many of you customize your email? How many of you correct your email? How many of you summarize documents through LLMs? All of these are tasks that your LLMs can perform, okay? How many of you use ChatGPT or any other LLM for your coding activity? So LLMs are very good in terms of generating code. I think there's no secret, a lot of assignments these days are completed using ChatGPT. So this is where LLMs come in very handy. If you are having a custom requirement, if you're planning to create a script for a session, all of these areas are where LLMs come in. Now, if you're planning to build an application, then LLMs kind of help you prototype faster. Rather than, say, creating an LLM from scratch, you can use an existing LLM, fine-tune it for your data, and then create a custom solution out of it. Now, the next piece is, there's one piece of, so we had a lot of discussion around research papers. How do you get into research, right? How many of you are interested in research? Raise of hands. Cool. If there's one research paper that you should start your career in AI with, there's this very famous paper introduced by Google called as Attention is All You Need. So there is NLP pre-attention and there is NLP post-attention. So if there's one paper where everyone should start their journey in AI, then that is this particular paper. There was a task that Google was trying to kind of solve for, which is the translation task. How many of you have used Google Translate? Perfect. So Google Translate is, you have an input sentence in one language, you want to translate it to another language, which is where Google introduced this particular research paper called Attention is All You Need, wherein they wanted to carry out a translation task through an encoder-decoder model. So you have, in a transformer network, you have an encoder layer, you have a decoder layer. In the encoder, you have attention mechanism, you have single head attention, multi-head attention. All of this is too technical. But if there's one research paper that I want you to read, then this should be your starting point in the entire AI field, okay? Everyone with me? What time is it? 1? 11? 12. Okay, I have 18 minutes. So, the GPT-4, GPT-3, I'm assuming you've heard of it, right? GPT-4, GPT-3, all of the models that power ChatGPTs, those are decoder-only models. So you have encoder where the input is encoded, it goes to the decoder and then you have a decoded output. ChatGPT or the GPT model family or Llama, how many of you have heard of Llama 3.2? Llamas, GPTs, Gemini, all of them are basically decoder-only model. They only have the decoder section. Then if you've heard of the model called as BERT, again open sourced by Google, which kind of only has the encoder model, okay? Then there is a family called as T5 models, again open sourced by Google. It is a combination of encoder and decoder. That is where your decoder models come into picture, okay? Now I'll come to a very essential question, why graphs? So given I want to query a graph database, there should be a reason for migrating from, say, a natural SQL-based database to a graph database, which is where I talk about graphs. In early 1980s or 1970s is where relational databases came along. It was very good in terms of the data it could store. A lot of analytical capabilities have evolved over the years in SQL databases. But one of the major challenges that was imposed was, although it captured some amount of relationships, it couldn't scale really well, okay? So just to give you context in terms of the timelines, I'll cover what graphs are later on. So here, if you see, during 1980s is where relational databases came along, where you had some amount of relation in a table and you can query that relational database and then get a result. Fairly good for small data, but does not scale really well. Then we have NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases are really good in terms of scaling, but there is no inherent relationship that is captured, right? Now, which is where I wanted a solution that can scale really well. Plus, it also has the ability of understanding relationships, which is where graphs came along. So, graph databases have exploded after 2013. I'll give you an example rather than going through the slides. How many of you use Instagram, Facebook? Okay, now imagine a situation wherein you have a database of people, and if you want to run a query wherein I want to discover for that particular set of people who are their friends of friends of friends of friends. So the depth is 4, right? So if I want to write a query wherein I want to discover, say, for an X person that I can filter out later, I want to write a query wherein I want to find out for that person X, can you name the person's friends of friends of friends of friends? Do you understand the complexity? So imagine if I have 50,000 people in this database, or more than 50,000, if I go to say 1 million people in this database, and if I write a query to find the friends of friends of friends of friends, can you tell me what type of join will you apply for people who know SQL? Left join, inner join, outer join. Inner join? Yes, no? What time is it? 1:16, I still have time, right? So inner join, so assume if you apply any join and if you want to get the result for this particular query, for 1 million records, the total amount of time it will take to fetch the result that you're looking for, the amount of time it will take will be more than a day. Okay? So just to give you an analysis in terms of how the entire execution time is. So if you look at this particular response, right, what I've mentioned is depth 4. Depth 4 is for 1 million records. Look at row number 4. Okay? If I have 1 million people, and if I want to find out the friends of friends of friends of friends for that particular person, the amount of time it will take for the entire execution is unfinished. Whereas if you start using a graph database, the entire execution of this complex query will take how many seconds? Last row, how many seconds will it take? 2 seconds, right? So imagine the amount of speed up that you can get for complex queries, which is where graph databases come along, okay? Now, I've spoken at length with respect to what graphs are. I'll quickly take you through the entire structure of a graph. A graph basically has nodes and relationships, okay? Now, nodes can be something similar to this. So I'll quickly go to where we are. I'll quickly show you a structure so that I am also cognizant of the time. Just a sec. Okay, so can all of you see the screen? There are 2 nodes here in this particular database. One of them is a person node. The second is basically a product node. There is a relationship between them, that is a person has rated a particular product on an e-commerce website, for example, right? So I store a lot of information in the person node. The person node will have key value pairs such as name, then the exact value of that particular key value as well. Then you have the email ID of that particular person. Every graph database will have nodes that are connected via relationships. So you will have a directed graph from a starting node to an ending node. Okay, that is how you represent a graph database. Similarly, you will have a product node wherein you will have the name of that particular product, the price of that product, and so on and so forth, right? So you can stuff in a lot of information so that you capture relationships really well. Okay, everyone with me? Now, for all of you who are very proficient with relational databases, if I have a relational databases, how do you translate or how do you convert or how do you migrate from a relational database to a graph database? All your, just a sec, okay. All your rows, the individual entries that are there are converted to nodes in a graph database, okay? All the joins, so in the first example I showed you, right? You have a join like a inner join. If you have multiple inner joins, how do you connect them? Well, joins are basically relationships in case of a graph database, okay? Then your table names become labels and your column become properties, okay? Everyone with me? Perfect. So now if I keep going forward, any idea which language do you use for writing SQL? Is there a specific language? Python is like a adapter, right? You can kind of connect to SQL using Python. But what is the core language of SQL? Someone said MySQL, right? So similarly for graph databases, you have a language called as Cypher. Cypher is like a ASCII defined language. So if I keep going forward, if this is the graph database that you have, and if I want to query a database which fetches me all the records for people who have given a rating for a particular product, then the Cypher query goes something like this. If you remember, MySQL starts with select from table name. Here in Cypher, you start off with match, which matches the set of nodes that you want to filter out on. Then you supply the nodes that you are filtering out from. So you have the person node, then followed by the relationship, then followed by the final node that you want to query. Finally, once you have this relationship established, what you have is you return the name of the person, the product name, the relationship, etc. So it looks a bit complex, right? Which is where now LLMs would come into picture. What time is it? 1:22, right? So I still have 8 minutes. Here is an example of a graph database. I'll zoom in a bit so that everyone's able to see the screen. Can you see this particular movie? So I'm currently working with a movie graph database wherein you have a movie node and you have some people who've contributed to the movie. Have you seen the movie The Matrix? So Matrix had a lot of people who have contributed to that movie. There are producers, there are directors, there are actors in the movie. All of them are represented in this particular graph database, okay? So for the Matrix movie, you have some people who have directed the movie. There are some people who have kind of, acted in the movie. There are some producers for the movie. All of these relationships are highlighted in this particular graph. Now, where does our generative AI or our large language model solution come in? If I zoom in, you basically have relationships highlighted. You have property, which is a key value pair. Now here is where, rather than writing that complex Cypher query every time, the idea is, can we use generative AI to solve our use case, which is not write complex Cypher query every time. Let the LLM generate the Cypher query for me. Whatever Cypher query is generated, it automatically runs on the database, fetches the result and gives me a response, okay? So what I want to build using a generative AI solution like Gemini is I want to create or I want to talk to a Neo4j or a graph database in natural language so that I don't have to worry about the nitty-gritties of creating the Cypher query or SQL query. All of this can be handled by the large language model. I just ask a question in natural language and I get a response, okay? There are multiple ways of doing it. Most complex that you will find if you kind of explore this field is something called as fine-tuning. Have you heard of fine-tuning before? So fine-tuning is an approach wherein you require good amount of data, then you have to fine-tune a model which is open source, and then you will reach at that particular, say, checkpoint that you can utilize for converting a natural language query to a Cypher query. A simpler approach is something called as prompt engineering. How many of you have heard of prompt engineering? Perfect. So you give a large language model a set of examples and it's able to understand it better, and then it gives you the response. In prompt engineering, there is something called as few shot prompting. Anyone who's heard of it? In few shot prompting, what you provide is a set of input-output pairs where the input is, say, natural language, output is the generated SQL or Neo4j graph query. Okay, everyone with me? Here is a prompt that I've created. The prompt goes like this. You are a very smart, intelligent, expert in converting English conversations to Neo4j cipher query. The graph has the following. So if you want to create a successful chat agent with your database, you also have to provide the agent the schema of your database, right? So in case of SQL, you will have a table name, column names, etc., right? But in case of a graph database, your schema is basically the set of nodes that you have, the set of relationships that are there, and what are the different key values that you have access to. All of this is what I've mentioned in the first part of the prompt. The second part of the prompt is where I've provided some examples. So example 1, I give it some few short examples, that is, what is the input, what is the output that I want you to generate, what is the input, what is the output that I want you to generate. For a complex query, you will have to provide multiple few short examples so that the LLM is able to understand your context better, okay? There is a very famous tool that I believe you should start utilizing, which is Google AI Studio. So whatever prompt I've created, I pass it to Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio will understand the context in terms of what you've provided. And the good part about Google AI Studio is whatever experiments that you do, you can kind of return the entire process along with prompt in Python or any other language that you're comfortable in, okay? Once you do that, what I've done is I've exported the code in Python. Whatever code I've exported, I'll kind of utilize that as a function. Then there is a function that basically runs the generated query on a graph database, okay? So whatever question I ask in natural language, tell me the name of the producer of the movie Matrix, for example. If this is the query that I have, then that query will be converted into a cipher query. The cipher query has to run on the graph database, right? Which is where this particular function comes in handy. There's some amount of authentication that I've done. And then there's a very famous open source library called as Gradio. Have you heard of it? It's in Python. So Gradio helps you create, quick interfaces that you can utilize for creating small demo applications. So in one line of code, I've created an interface wherein you can ask a question and get a response in natural language, okay? So this is how the interface looks like. I've kind of zoomed into this particular interface. So if I ask the question, who is the director of the movie The Matrix? What happens behind the scene is this natural language query is converted to a cipher query, which is very complex, right? If you remember, you had match, node names, etc. This natural language query is converted to a cipher query. This cipher query is later executed on a Neo4j graph database. And this execution, once it happens, it returns a result. That result is formatted and the chatbot gives you this particular response. Okay, so let me try out with one more example. So if I ask the question, name the actors of the movie The Matrix, it will give out 5 or 4 responses depending on how many actors are present in that particular graph database. Okay, what time is it now? 1:30. So here it is. I'm stopping at exactly 1:30. This is what I wanted to cover. I wanted to give you a small demonstration of how you can use generative AI for creating really amazing applications. I would have gone into depth, but I believe lunch is also an important part of the entire event. So I didn't want to stop you from lunch as well. So this is all that I wanted to cover. I hope the entire session was informative, and I believe you would have some idea in terms of how you can use utilize generative AI for your day-to-day task. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bhavesh, for this lovely presentation. The intersection of AI database certainly open up exciting possibility for innovation. So now it's time to break for lunch. Please take this opportunity to enjoy a delicious meal, network with few attendees if you want, and reflect the exciting topics we have covered so far. We'll resume at 2:30 p.m., so make sure to break for the amazing session. So wait guys, please don't exit. Please come closer to the stage for a group photo. So please media team, collect some beautiful memories for this event. Thank you. Please come closer to the stage. Okay. Please don't make noise, guys. अभी तक इतने सन्नाटे में बैठे थे. TFUG team, please come. All the volunteers.